when I was in high school. I'm not that old, thank you. Life is changing and it's changing quickly. Right? Life is changing and it's changing quickly. So Mr. Bishop and Mr. Mattimore are here to help us figure out a way to find what's going to fit for us in all of our future. I ask that you give them their undivided attention and think about yourselves and the path you plan to take in 7 short months.
Hi guys, how you doing? It's Monday. Hey, go flying horses, huh? To the dome! Wow. So I figure a good way to start a Monday session like this is with some music. You guys up for some music? So I'm a bass player. Joey Leon is going to join me. I'm going to play an Outcast tune. You guys like Outcast? All right.
Creativity is actually pretty simple, guys. It's really, you combine this thing with that thing and you get a new thing. And we're going to do that today. We're going to help you guys invent a new job for yourselves.
So, just some statistics to start. So, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, right, a government agency, says that you guys, today's learners, are going to have 8 to 10 jobs by the time you're 38. Right?
My daughter is a college graduate. She's 26. She's already had 8 jobs.
So
and she didn't get fired from it. Well, she got fired from one of them, but for most of them, she didn't get fired. Why? Because she decided she found something even more interesting to work on.
So just to lay out what we're going to do in the next sort of hour or so, we're going to give you a little background on who we are, give you some insight into what future jobs might exist. Feel free to take notes if you want. And then we have a couple of activities, like exercises for you guys, to get you thinking about what these jobs of the future might be, the stuff you're going to do. Right? So let's get started. So who are these guys? So far I'm going to show you a chart of what the 7 careers have been. Give you a range of options around things to think about what you might be doing as well. And then Brian.
And you could say that I've had 1,500 jobs without an exaggeration. And what that means is I'm a consultant and I've had 1,500 different assignments with that many companies. So I get to live a lifetime in a day or a week where I learn about that company, help them come up with ideas, and then move on to another company.
Okay, so this is my path so far. So since I graduated from college in 1972, I've had 7 different careers, right? In 45 years. So just to give you a sense of what this trajectory has been like. So I have a degree in German literature, which I never really used. So the implication is no matter what you study in college, you may or may not use it. But what I learned how to do in college is learn how to learn and how to unlearn and relearn. And that's how I navigated through these different careers. So right after college, I got a gig with a band called McHenry Spring. So I bought this bass. I did 3 albums with them, toured all over Europe, jammed with Jeff Beck, opened for ZZ Top and the Eagles, lots of heavyweight, big stadium rock bands. Figured I'd move to New York when the band broke up. I moved to New York City and became a session musician. Played on a lot of records and studio work, right? And then after doing a fair number of tours, I played with, the most famous guy was Robert Palmer, an English pop singer. He had a song called, Might As Well Face It, You're Addicted to Love. You guys remember that record in the 80s? Your parents might remember it. Anyway, came off the road and said to my friends in New York, I was living in New York City at the time, how do I get off the road and sleep in my own bed at night? They said, jingles, man. You gotta break into the jingle biz. You gotta play on sessions, because the sessions are in the morning, you don't have to stay up all night playing in clubs. So I broke into the jingle business, learned how to sight read really well, and play with a click track, and get the thing to sound like a record after 3 passes. I became a session guy. Then, whoops, quickly realized...
Give me a break, let's hear it.
Exactly, I played bass and sang on the first Kit Kat jingle. I taught myself how to be a web producer. And I took the skills that I had being a jingle producer in New York and transferred them to being a web producer. I worked there for 15 years. I just retired about 4 years ago, stopped working there. But I did a lot of interesting stuff in social media and virtual worlds, business strategy, all kinds of different roles. And now I'm like a freelance consultant and writer and speaking. And my passion, again, is talking to kids, talking to students, talking to young people about the exciting, cool things that lie ahead in this global, borderless workplace that you guys are about to enter. All right? So, whoop, wrong direction. Here we go. So, just some fun pictures of me. This is what I look like in 1973. I used to have hair. It was long. It was thick. This is me on the road somewhere, opening for Billy Preston. The picture at the top left, I was in a recording studio in Oxford, England, doing an album with this band. That was kind of fun. This is me at IBM, wearing a suit, presenting the Virtual Green Data Center to the IBM Board of Directors. It was an instance built in Second Life, a virtual world. Anybody know Second Life, virtual worlds, virtual universe? You know, that's like Halo, like it's that kind of environment, but we use it in a business setting. So that's kind of what I look like. Let me turn over to Brian. He's going to share with you some of the things that he's done. His 1,500 jobs.
Yeah, so we help companies come up with new stuff. I brought just 3 examples. This looks pretty low tech, right? Not a big deal. What's that? All right, I'm going to bless the flying horses for a win this weekend. How's that? Yes? Okay. This is, what is this? A duster, yeah. It's a microbiology in this, if you can believe that. There are microfibers in here that capture the dust. And so this was actually, when we worked on this 10 years ago, it was actually a big deal, and it became a big innovation for this cleaning products company. You know, we've worked on dozens and dozens, really hundreds of products. I brought just 3 just for fun. This one we did a project with Bauer Hockey. Okay, you all know Bauer Hockey, right? So they flew us up to where? To their R&D facility up in Toronto, and we got to see what? We got to see the puck cannon. The puck cannon shoots pucks into face masks at 150 miles an hour to see if these things will survive. How cool is that, right? Okay. And then finally, and I saved this one for last because we're going to use this technique in a second to help you guys invent a job. We were hired by Chips Ahoy. Chips Ahoy said, what's that? Can you have a cookie? I don't think, well, probably not. Maybe later. Maybe we'll have a cookie valuable party gift afterwards. So anyway, we mashed together desserts with Chips Ahoy. We came up with Chips Ahoy brownie. Anybody had a Chips Ahoy brownie? You take one. They're actually quite good. They're really quite good. The key was figuring out how to put a layer of brownie inside of this thing. It wasn't that easy from a manufacturing standpoint. So once you have a good idea, then you line extend it. So that's led to what? Red velvet inside. Yeah? Okay. Then we got fudge inside. Okay? And then finally we got s'mores inside. Oh, you've had those. How are they? He likes them. Okay. The one that I didn't bring, that I think is disgusting, we actually had an Oreo project in house at the same time. They've put Oreo filling inside the Chips Ahoy cookie. Yuck, but it's actually doing pretty well. Okay, so I help companies come up with new stuff. These are 3 of my books. And if you guys are good, maybe we'll do a valuable parting gift for one of you, an aspiring entrepreneur, at the end of this thing for 21 days to a big idea. All right, moving on. Oh, these are some of our clients, so there you go. So it's really fun. What's that? What or what? Yeah, we worked with Oreos on the thins. Have you seen the Oreo thins? They're pretty good. Yeah, okay. Pepsi Max, etc., etc. All clients we've worked with. The point of putting up this slide is that you need what? You need flexibility in the learning and creativity and how you work with these guys to come up with new ideas. So we're learning about all these different industries in my 30-year career. Okay. So here we go, guys. This is where we're going to get you guys involved.
Okay, so as Ms. Wilson was saying, when she graduated from college, when I graduated from college, the world is changing, right? There were no DVDs, there were no hybrid cars, there were no personal computers, there were no cell phones. Like, to call home from college was expensive. Long distance cost a lot of money. To make a call, to call mom and say, Mom, I'm going to be a musician. Well, what are you going to do for a living? No, I'm going to be a musician. But what are you going to do to make money? I'm going to play the bass and sing and make records and stuff. So it was a very different world. No Facebook, no Twitter. Anybody on Twitter? Who's on Twitter? Anybody on the school? Facebook, obviously everybody's got a Facebook page, right? So none of that existed when I graduated from college. So, and then the final one, data scientist. So I do some work in New York with people that manage financial services, and they are very interested in the data science space, right? Looking at lots of information, big data, collecting it, analyzing it. Again, a job that didn't exist just a few years ago. So the implications are that technology is going to drive changes in every business, no matter what you're interested in. Education, certainly, but healthcare, law, media and entertainment, travel and transportation, on and on and on. So let's talk about some of these, what these jobs might be. Get you thinking outside the box. Who wants to be a wave farmer? Okay, think about that for a second.
Who?
So who do you think said that? I mean,
He said Einstein.
Shout out a yes. Thomas Jefferson, that's a good guess. Yeah. Other guesses?
Who?
Well, so I'll give you a hint. First of all, subjects is a giveaway, right? Subjects means probably a king or a queen. Right? They had subjects, right? They were sort of overseeing Louis XIV. That's a good guess.
That's close.
Close, very close.
All right, let's do the big reveal.
And the other, Jackie. No. All right, so here we go. This is who said it. Queen Elizabeth I. Right, so she was the Queen of England in the 16th century. And what do you think she said it about? She wouldn't give a patent. So a patent implies it's for some kind of technology, right? Because that's what you get a patent for. Okay, any guesses about what the technology might have been? This with us? A wheel, well, related to feathered pen, another good guess, yeah. Technology, so technology in her reign, right? So here's what it was. It's Queen Elizabeth I, and it was regarding a mechanized knitting machine. Right, so this is textile business in England, the beginning of during her reign. So when do you think she said this? I'm going to give you the date. 1589. So some people might say things like this about autonomous vehicles. They want to issue licenses for autonomous vehicles because it might put people out of work, like truckers.
In the act. So the first one is young, skinny, wiry fellows. We got any of those guys? Let's see your hands. Young, skinny. Okay. We got a few. All right, next. Not over 18. You guys qualify, right? Sort of? Yeah, okay. What else? Willing to risk death daily. We still got one. It's not the Army. It's not the Army. We still got guys willing to risk death daily. Okay? Anybody here an orphan? Orphans preferred. Okay, so this was an actual ad for a job. Anybody want to take a guess on what it was? What? Army is a good guess, right? You know, risking death daily, it's not the Army. Work in a factory. By the way, this job was only good for 18 months, yes. I can't hear you, yell it out. Coal mine is another good guess. Or chimney sweep are all good guesses. All right, here we go. Pony Express, right? This lasted for how long? They went from take to get a letter across the U.S. Anybody know? Like 30 days. Pony Express did it in what? 10 days. In 18 months, what happened? That allowed him to do it 14,000 times faster. Literally, what happened? Not the railroad, good guess. What happened? The Telegraph, yes, right? The Telegraph, so it almost became instantaneous. All right? So the point here is what? You got the job. 18 months later, you're out of work. Okay? But maybe you become a telegraph operator then. Let's go to the next one. Oh yeah, what did we learn from that? Nothing.